Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
Good morning, I'm Eric Lufer.
And I'm Nicole Brady. Here's the latest from Denver 7. Right now, we're under a first alert action day as snow and icy conditions are expected to continue throughout the day.
Let's get right over to Lisa Hidalgo for a look at your first alert weather.
Yeah, and this snow, you guys, it's going to last all day long. We're expecting snow through early evening. In fact, after midnight, things will start to taper off, but totals are going to be pretty impressive. We could see around 3 to 6 inches across the metro area. A lot of what we saw this morning started off as rain, switching then over to snow. So the totals here near Denver could be on the lower end, but as you get down along the Palmer Divide from Castle Rock to Castle Pines and then south toward Monument, they've seen snow all morning long. They could be at around 5 to 10 inches by tonight and in through the southern foothills. So really extending from Douglas County into Jefferson County. They're along 285 closer to Evergreen, Conifer, and then up toward Idaho Springs. We could see over a foot of snow by tonight. This is going to be at least a nice welcome sight for what's been a very dry season for us. Temperature-wise, we'll be in the low to mid-30s this afternoon. It's pretty chilly this morning. We dropped from near 40 at about 3 a.m. down into the 30s, and that's where we'll stay. Heading into the weekend, skies will gradually start to clear out. We're under a partly cloudy sky on Saturday with highs only in the upper 30s, but then some 40s return Sunday. And you guys, next week, if you don't like the snow, there's still some 50s on our 7-day forecast.
All right, well, while we have the snow here, make sure to snap a picture or video of what you're seeing in your area and post it on the Denver 7 Facebook page. Be sure to download the free Denver 7 app where you can get weather and traffic updates sent right to your phone when you opt in for push notifications.
All new overnight, it was a right place at right time moment for 2 off-duty Westminster police officers. They broke up an apparent domestic violence altercation between a man and a woman. It happened in the parking lot of Ross at the Orchard Town Center Mall just off I-25 in Westminster. Police there say the officers noticed the two fighting in the parking lot. When they tried to break it up, police say the man got into a car and tried to drive off, possibly hitting one of the officers. That's when the other officer shot and hit the driver. He drove himself to the hospital and should survive. The officer hit should be okay, as well as the woman who had some minor injuries from that initial altercation.
Tonight will mark 3 full weeks since the partial government shutdown began. President Trump says it's looking more likely that he'll declare a national emergency to make money available for a border wall. Those affected most by this right now are the hundreds of thousands of federal workers missing out on their first paychecks today. Sherry Lohman is one of them. She works for the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development in Denver. She says she's already having a hard time making ends meet.
Really stressed, really stressed. I mean, I had a savings account about 6 months ago, and then things happened, and I had surgeries, and cats were sick, and, you know, that savings is not there anymore.
There are resources available for furloughed federal workers. Alpine Bank will give you 2 paychecks or 30 days worth of pay interest-free as long as you pay them back in 6 months. Just bring in a pay stub. Congressional Federal Credit Union, U.S. Employees Credit Union, Bank of America, Chase, and Wells Fargo are also offering assistance. And you can find several other helpful options right now on thedenverchannel.com.
We're following breaking news overnight out of the Middle East. The U.S. military official says American troops are starting to be taken out of Syria. For concern of operational security, the official did not provide a specific timeline or the movement of troops. President Trump ordered the removal of troops from Syria last month, saying ISIS has been defeated. The plan is to remove all 2,000 American troops.
The snow and cold temperatures we're seeing today have arrived just in time for the stock show. The National Western Stock Show kicks off tomorrow. 16 days of livestock judging and rodeos and shows.
If you and the family are headed out to the stock show, you'll see a multi-million-dollar redevelopment project that's underway. Officials say the first major change visitors will see involves the stock show's yards. That is where ranchers and buyers sized up cattle for auction.
The yards will start migrating to the north just after the 2019 show. So this is the last year that you'll see the yards in the exact configuration that they're in today. They're going to move a little bit to the north into what was historic ground back in the early 1900s.
And there's been some demolition work happening at the stock show complex. Officials say those areas have been striped and turned into parking lots. The redevelopment plan includes new show facilities, new space for CSU research labs and clinics, and more space for the animals.
Today, talks continue between teachers and the Denver Public School District. They now have 1 week to come up with an agreement. That's when the contract with the teachers union expires. Teachers have been working under a 10-month extension since last March. If there's no agreement by next Friday, the district will ask the state to intervene. Teachers aren't legally allowed to strike if the state is working on a deal. If the state chooses not to intervene, teachers then could strike. The Adams 14 school district has just about 6 weeks left to find a group to take over the district. The State Board of Education ordered Adams 14 to find an external management group. Tomorrow, the district will hold a community meeting to talk about how to evaluate the groups that apply to take over.
This group is coming together on Saturday, and their mission is to develop a scoring rubric around the 17 different categories that were included in the RFQ.
RFQ means the request for qualifications. Tomorrow's community meeting is at 9 a.m. There's another next week when the community will review those applications.
Governor Chariot Polis is getting right to work on his policy agenda. During his State of the State address, Polis put a big focus on education, as well as reforming health care, tax reform, and making Colorado a renewable energy state. Our Ann Trujillo sat down with the new governor to talk about his vision for the future, including his plans to tackle the opioid crisis and his thoughts on Denver's plan for safe injection sites.
I am, skeptical of the direction, but I'm a big fan of local control. So I encourage cities to think out of the box in new ways, even if they're ways that I don't like.
You can catch the complete interview this Sunday at 4 p.m. on Politics Unplugged right here on Denver 7.
Today, work continues on the I-25 North Express Lanes project, which eventually will add a third lane in each direction from Johnstown to Fort Collins.
Today, CDOT crews will open up a new park and ride location in the area. The park and ride is off I-25 at Highway 402. That's one exit north of the Johnson's Corner exit.
You can see workers have been busy to get the new park and ride open. The old one will close on Monday. This past Monday, we told you about the closure of the frontage road at I-25 and Highway 402. CDOT is working on adding a new off-ramp there, as well as switching Highway 402 to go over I-25 instead of under it.
A woman in Highlands Ranch says her neighbors aren't picking up after their pets at her apartment complex, and it's causing a major health concern. She reached out to Contact 7 with her problem. Brenda Ewing says back in October, her service dog Kona was diagnosed with an intestinal infection that dogs often get from feces. Ewing says she had to spend $4,000 on vet bills, and then Kona got sick again this week because so many dogs in the complex are also sick.
Most of the people that used to take their dog to the dog park, most of them people are sick. Their dogs are sick and they need treatment.
The apartment complex did clean up the dirty dog park and even installed more pet waste stations, but Ewing says neighbors need to do their part too and pick up after their dogs.
A ride-sharing shuttle service that launched in Denver just a few months ago won't be around for much longer. Chariot announced it will be closing down operations by March. The company launched in Denver in October, not that long ago. It's based out of San Francisco. It was designed to be a private competitor to public transportation. On Monday, the first set of tickets go on sale to see the Piano Man at Coors Field. American Express customers can get pre-sale tickets starting Monday morning at 10. Tickets for the general public don't go on sale until next Friday. Right now, we don't know how much tickets will be. Billy Joel will play Coors Field on Thursday, August 8th.
Well, a new cutting-edge immersive art experience opens at a museum in Inglewood today. Take a walk through Matera Obscura. It's described as a surrealist walk through the woods using several of your senses.
Not only will you be able to interact and see the environment, but we've included all sensory experiences. There's smell and sound and all of these elements that are used to transport you to another world. So it's really, really engaging. There's things to find and explore. It's super cool.
Matera Obscura is at the Museum of Outdoor Arts in Inglewood through April 28th. Tickets are $10 to $20. If you buy online, you'll save $5. You can find more fun things to do this weekend when you click on the 7 best things to do in Colorado story on thedenverchannel.com.
And this has been your Denver 7 On Demand Update.
Thanks for watching. Download the Denver 7 app for updates on the weather today and check back here later for another On Demand update.